Anybody else here seen these posts on Facebook lately that say something along the lines of, do you remember this? And it's a picture of an old thing. Like and share if you go, whatever, whatnot, you remembered or you ever used one, blah, blah, blah. And along those same lines, you have the posts that go, I remember when, and there are those little memes. The thing that looks like meme, but it's meme. I don't understand the English language apparently, but that's how it's pronounced. Has anybody seen the ones where they're talking about things they remember being able to do when they were kids that they can't do nowadays? For example, my favorite one is one that I see constantly on my particular Facebook timeline, other people posting, is I remember when I used to go outside as a kid and be able to freely play outside at the park or in the mud or in a cornfield or whatever, and when I came home, it was because the street lights came on. Yeah, I still remember doing that. And so do my children, ironically. I know that many of you, your children can't do that, but it's because of where you live. My children and I, we live in the middle of nowhere. We are surrounded by cornfield in any direction outside of our little rinky-dink town. And I know a lot of people will be surprised when I say this. I allow my 7-year-old to go running around the town so long as he does not cross the major highway that goes right through the middle of my town, considering most of the people live on the northern end of my town, which is where I live. Most of his friends live on the northern end of town, and therefore he is capable of wandering around with his friends, go to the park, play, have fun, do the things a child can do. And you go, well, I would do that, but there's not a Walmart in your town. No, there's 2 of them within 15 minutes, though, and actually there's a third one about another 15 minutes from the one that's 15 minutes away. I've got everything I need within 15 to 20 minutes of my house. And you go, well, my Walmart is only 5 minutes or 5 miles away. Yup, and with all your stoplights and your traffic lights and everything else, and stop signs, traffic, anything that you add into that, car accidents and blah, 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 guess what? All your little luxuries are still a 15 freaking minute drive. The only difference is that you are doing 10 miles an hour and sitting at stoplights most of the time, as opposed to just doing 55 miles an hour or 60 miles an hour like I'm capable of doing when I go to Walmart. If something slows me down, it is because it is a tractor and it is harvest season and they are cutting or planting corn. Very rarely do I come into any type of a slow driving situation between me and Walmart, or me and Menards, or me and wherever I am trying to get until I get to where I'm going and I choose a parking spot. I did not trade all of your childhood memories and freedoms for the simple luxury of having something just right there where you can get to it immediately. When I first moved out to my town, until I had a drunk man get in my wife's truck at 2 o'clock in the morning and start it, and then he promptly got out because I think the truck scared the crap out of him because it was that freaking loud. Up until that point, we used to leave our keys in our ignition. We don't do that anymore, so if you come jiggling my locks thinking that you are going to get into my car, it is actually locked and there are no keys in it anymore. But we never had a problem with anybody breaking into our vehicles, and we never had a problem with somebody trying to steal and or move my vehicle. Why? Because I live in the middle of nowhere. Most of the people know each other, and a lot of them own weapons that will hit from more than 5 feet away. I.e., I'm not carrying a knife, we carry guns. So, that said, everybody knows each other, and everybody is willing to protect each other. You don't see a lot of people out there causing problems. The kids are all pretty well behaved. They are kids, and that's that. we did not sacrifice convenience, or I should say, we didn't sacrifice the ability for our children to be children without us hovering over top of them for the convenience of having a Walmart, a Target, a shopping mall, 5 hardware stores, a Bed Bath & Beyond, a Victoria's Secret, and Lane Bryant, and whatever else, restaurants and so on and so forth, 5 minutes from my house. Actually, the funny thing is, where I grew up, where a lot of my family is still at here in Illinois, is right off of Randall Road, which, if you are not familiar with Illinois or that area, when I was a child, we were excited because they put a movie theater up, and that was the big thing. A movie theater. That was the biggest attraction to that area. I moved to Florida, and I thank God that I did, because it was warm and I loved it down there. But anyway, I come back 10 years later. I go to visit family. I don't even recognize Randall Road anymore. I feel like I am in downtown Chicago at this point. There is a shopping center in every square centimeter of this place. And if it is not a shopping center, it is a strip mall, a giant hardware store, a Menards, a Home Depot, a Lowe's, a Big R. I mean, you've Ace Hardware. You've got every freaking store imaginable in a 15-minute span driving down one road. And a bunch of yahoos thought it would be a good idea to build a subdivision all around this and go, let's live here. No. You guys can keep all your traffic. You guys can keep your children in the house playing your Xboxes and whatnot and so forth, because you're scared to let them outside because you live around too many crazies and you ain't got enough police to try and control all the crazies. I will continue to live out in the middle of nowhere where I am comfortable. I can be as loud as I want, and in most cases, if I wanted to, I could walk out, go pick up a newspaper from the end of my driveway in my underwear, and ain't nobody gonna say nothing to me, because ain't nobody gonna care. And my kids will still run free and be happy and be able to enjoy being a child. Yep, I still remember it, because it was yesterday.